Do you like bats?
Now I do very much. At first, I always associated them with vampire bats.
People sort of used to think bats are blind because they fly at night. Well, they're not. They can actually see quite well.
I've taken part in bat walks for the last 3 years now, and I've enjoyed all of them. They've been very interesting, and I don't think that interest is going to wane. And I think I'm going to do this until I die. I think I'll do them for life now.
About 1 in 7 people in the UK has a hearing loss. Now that ranges from people who have a very mild hearing loss, who wouldn't even consider wearing a hearing aid. Right at the other end of the spectrum, you've got people who've got a profound hearing loss who wouldn't even hear a jet aircraft if it took off beside them. If you ask somebody to run a walk for deaf or hard of hearing people, they tend to panic because they think, I can't use bat detectors.
At first, I thought it would be difficult just because it was a new thing, but after the first year that we did it, it became a lot smoother, I think, because everybody started to understand what was required more. So the leader that was taking the tour understood more about having interpreters there and making sure that they were stood next to the interpreter and making sure that the interpreter was visible to all the deaf people, so people were not one behind one another but all in a kind of circle. I think most bat walks happen in the dark as well, which does make it worse for us.
On the first walk that we went out, we didn't really appreciate how much light we'd need, and we did find that it was quite difficult communicating because there wasn't enough light for people to see by when they were signing.
On the second walk we had many more lights, and so that meant that we all had one, so we could all split into separate groups, and it just enabled them to be able to lip read us, and it was much more easier.
It was really interesting being amongst a community of people who were communicating in a way that I wasn't used to, and for the first time I felt like an outsider, and it was really quite a salutary experience.
The first time I tried a bat detector, I was a little unsure what it was, but I could feel it vibrating. And then I found out it was exactly the same experience for a hearing person. They can't hear the bat because the frequency of the bat is too high. So I thought it was a very kind of levelling experience for us too, and I thought it was one of the most exciting parts of the bat walk. So you can feel the vibration and you know that you're near a bat then. I think the best experience for me was a woman who brought a small bat with her, and I felt I could really make that connection. I wanted to protect the bat. It was a very sweet little thing.
I brought Princess, who's a nocturnal bat, and yes, I mean, at the end of the day, just her being in my hand, it makes instant friends, and people just like her immediately. I don't have to say anything, she just sells herself.
So I think it was very valuable, and this bat had been in effect mothered by this woman. She had looked after it, and I think that was a really valuable experience for me. Okay, the first thing I think is important is that either everybody has a bat detector or they share it with one other person so they can feel the vibration of the detector. I also think it's important that at least one person has a head torch so that they can shine that on the interpreter and be able to see the interpreter signing to make sure that that's clear. Also, I think before you set off on the walk to say, you know, if there's going to be any potential problems on the way and things, so that people know what to expect before they go, because there might be some deaf people with a balance problem as well, so people can walk together, and I think it's important that people can stay closer together.
I enjoyed it. It was certainly a different experience.
I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and it's going to be one of the things I remember for the rest of my life.
I really want to thank the Heritage Lottery, because I understand that they've funded the Bat Conservation Trust, and I think that's been an amazing idea from them, so thanks again to them, and thanks to Dan for organising the 3 bat walks that I've been on already.